So have you ever wondered if you should use Zoom over maybe a different type of program to record your screen, or if you should use your name as your channel name, or how do you handle dislikes if you get them? I do. Or even should you ask for subscribes and likes and comments? In this video, I'm going to answer 10 of the burning questions I got this week and give you my thoughts based on my experience, my opinion, and just what I think of off the top of my head. If we have not met, my name is Kevin Colby, and this channel is all about helping people over 40 do video and even YouTube. Let's dive in. Question number one, can I use Zoom for my face and screen recording, or do you have a better recommendation? So, I'm not a Zoom fan. Never have been. You know, and if you use Zoom and it works for you, fantastic. But you know, Zoom is really kind of a what do you want to call it? Video conferencing platform, software. It's not even software, you know, whatever, browser tool. And it's fine. I mean, if I get invited to a call and somebody invites me to Zoom, I don't go, no, I'm not going to do the call because I don't use Zoom. I do when I use my coaching. When I do coaching, I use Google Meet because I use Gmail, I use Google Calendar, and Google Meet is just baked right in. So, you know, it's easier to use for me. But Zoom, during the time in our world where we all had to stay inside and wear masks, you know what I'm talking about? Zoom really took off because most of us were trapped. We had to do things virtually, right? Well, people were starting to use Zoom. So can you use Zoom to record and your screen, everything like that? Maybe. To me, it's just clunky and it's not good. And I think there's a lot of limitations on it. Programs that I would recommend, Riverside, which I'm using right now to record this. They're not sponsoring this. This is just what I'm using to record this. Ecamm Live is another good one. StreamYard. These are all services and software that I use and have worked with. Also, there's one called Tela, and Tela is really good. Tela is really good. It's a subscription-based model, but it's really good. And another one is called CleanShot X, which I use for all of my screenshots. So all of these questions you're seeing, I use CleanShot X to grab them. And you can also do a lot of different things like mask things, point at things. It's just really cool. It's a Mac only program. So my recommendation is always going to be, if you want to do something more, I think it's worth investing. It's easy for me to say, it's my money, but I think it's worth investing a little bit more into a better program, if that makes sense. Next question. Hey, Kevin. Do you have your videos transcribed or just let YouTube do the auto translate? No, I let YouTube do it all. I've never really done much with transcriptions, even before they've gotten as good as they are now. If you didn't know this, when you upload a YouTube video, it's automatically transcribing it as it uploads. I mean, YouTube with the Google tools is so good. It knows so much about our videos as they're uploading. And the transcriptions have gotten better and better and better. Now, there's programs out there where you can pay. I don't. I let YouTube do YouTube when it turns to the transcriptions. Now, there's also services, like I mentioned Riverside with this. You know, Riverside will automatically spit out a transcription that I can even go in and edit if I want. So there's a lot of programs out there. As you're recording, it's automatically transcribing as well. But no, I do not. I don't do any type of different transcription. Next question: how do you track your videos? Spreadsheet or just using YouTube Analytics data? It's a really good question. Full disclosure, I've tried a lot of different things over time. I tried a spreadsheet once. And again, I mentioned Google. I use Google Sheets, Google Docs. Those are really the most things I use in the Google Drive to save things. I tried spreadsheets before, and I just found out, what's the word? Lazy. I'm lazy. I don't have the time to go. I don't take the time to go back and add the name of the video and the link and stuff like that. It could be a good way to track it. Over time, I've used programs like Trello. which is free and really good. It's really good. It's very visual. I like it. And you can, it's what is it? K-band boards. You can move the boards around, the cards around. So I like it for that. What I use now, Apple Notes. I use Apple Notes for everything. I use Apple Notes to keep my ideas. I use Apple Notes for personal stuff. I even journal in Apple Notes sometimes, unless I'm, using paper and pen. I use Apple Notes to track my videos. So when I do a video, I move it from ideas to sometimes do to sometimes edit if I've shot it, but I haven't had time to edit yet, to published. And then I can go in there and I can search, because I have a pretty good idea of a video if I've done it or not. And then what I do is I do add the link to that. So like this video will have a note in Apple Notes, even though I didn't script it or anything. And I can go back and look it up, and there'll be the link right there, and I can go there. I use Apple Notes for everything. I even have shortcuts to links. I mean, let me know if you ever want to see, and I can kind of walk you through how I use Apple Notes. And I understand they're even going to get better as the new iOSs roll out. All right, next question. I have gone to the in-screen options and added the next video recommendation. Thank you. When I added subscribe, I didn't get the nice little subscribe button you have, but my image in a rectangle without any words. What do I need to do to add the describe to this? All right, so I thought this was a really good question because I can see where this could get confusing. So there are many things you can add to your end screens. You can add a video, you can add a playlist, you can add a link. Now, some of this is only available, you've got to verify your channel, and I've done a video on that if you want to see that. And you've also, I think at a certain level, I don't know whether you're in the partner program or not, but at a certain level, you unlock more. So like, I don't believe as you start a new channel, you can use the end screens to link to something. I could link to my book. I could link to coaching. I could link to my newsletter. You can even link to another channel, and you can do subscribe. But the way subscribe works is when you just say, yeah, add a subscribe button, if you will. It's not really a button to the end screen. Anybody watching that video, what you'll see is, in my case, it's your little profile pic will pop up, and if you hover over it and you haven't subscribed to my channel, pause for dramatic effect, then you can click on it, and that will subscribe you to the channel. What she's asking about, though, is in the bottom, if you're looking at the screen, the bottom right-hand corner right over here, there's a big, it's actually small, subscribe button. That's called a watermark. You add that in your customization of your channel, and it's very simple to do. It doesn't matter how big you make it because YouTube is going to keep it about the size it is. But mine says subscribe, and the reason is because that is an active subscribe button. So check this out. I know it works on desktop. The next time you're on a channel, just kind of scroll your mouse over there. And if you haven't subscribed to that channel, you'll see it becomes a subscribe button. Whether you put your logo there or your picture, you can put anything you want. So those are two different things. But the boxes she's talking about on the end screen with your photo and subscribe, you get what you get. But it's also not a bad place if you get people to the end of your video to add that. All right, next question. We're over 16, having a ball. Good for you. Thanks for all the informative videos. You're very welcome. Do you recommend doing shorts to help get your channel more views? No. All right, next question. That was rude, wasn't it? So, okay, full disclosure. I'm not a shorts fan. Actually, I have cargo shorts on as we're talking. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not a vertical video fan. I just don't care for the format. I don't enjoy watching it. I don't enjoy producing for it. And I don't care for it. Now, you may go to my channel, Kevin Colby, and see shorts on there and say, well, you're a hypocrite. Well, I try not to be. But yeah, for a while I did shorts because, that's what you do. That's what we were told to do. You do shorts. And I know of some channels and some creators who've had good success with shorts. So I stopped producing shorts. I don't even think you can see the date on them, but I don't produce them anymore. And at one point, I actually unlisted every short on my channel. Not deleted, I unlisted. And then I thought, what the heck, just put them back up there. It doesn't really matter. So I put them all back up there. I just don't produce them anymore. Should you do shorts to get views? So here's the thing. Shorts can, not will, can get you views. They have the potential because YouTube is really into it, and there's this thing called the short shelf. You've probably seen it where you get more shorts in your feed, and it's potentially can get you more views because it's just easier, but the views in there are a little different than everything else. Here's the issue. Here's why I would say no. So, well, it depends. If you're just looking for growth and you just want numbers, you don't care about deep connection, you just want numbers, then shorts could help you. Not will, could. But if you want deeper connections, like I have on my channel now, I just don't use shorts for that. Shorts are too easy to swipe by and go, oh yeah, kind of like, oh yeah, I'll subscribe. Oh yeah, he's got good hair, and you're gone. So I think it really you have to decide what you really want out of it. Next question. Should I really use my real name on my YouTube channel when I create it? Completely personal choice. There is no right or wrong here. I decided to use my name. I mean, my brand is my name. My business is a version of my name, Kevin Colby Media, LLC. But there's also people that decide if they want to sell real estate in Dallas, their channel may be, homes for sale in Dallas, because that's what they're interested in. So it really comes down to you whether you want to or not, personal brand or not. Maybe you're into, golf and you want to make it, call it like Wicked Golf Tricks. And that's all you're going to do. And it's more about that than you, even though you may be in the video. The flip side to that is if there's any reason you don't want to use your real name for like protection or something like that, you could use a variation. I've got tons of friends in radio that the name they use on there is not their real name at all. It's a variation, it's a maiden name, it's somebody else's name. I even worked for a radio group once where if you worked on two of the radio stations, you had to use different names. So I was on one of the radio stations and they said, hey, do you want to work on the other one? But you have to have a different name. I'm like, are you kidding? I barely remember my name now. So, all right, next question. You mentioned that you use a variety of software to record yourself, but then indicated you can just use QuickTime. This is a really good question. My question is, why don't you just use QuickTime as well than paying for the other program? What am I missing here? Okay, this is a really good question. So I'm on a Mac, love Macs. QuickTime comes free with the Mac, like I say, after you pay for it. And it's fine. You can record on there. You can do screen sharing on there. It is limited though, and here's how it's limited. You can't pause, and I don't like that. I like the ability to be able to pause, and if you do screen sharing on there, there is a way to show your camera if you want to put your camera over the video, over your screen share, and it's a pain in the butt to jump through. Have I used QuickTime? Yeah, sometimes for just quick recordings. But I find all these other programs that I've used, and I mentioned earlier, Riverside, Ecamm, StreamYard, and Tela, CleanShot X. There's other ones too. I just find that I can do more with those and get more tools, maybe even in the back end, than QuickTime can give me. That's it. But if you like QuickTime and you don't want to spend the money, most of these other programs are a subscription. I think the exception is CleanShot X. You buy and then they give you the option to renew every year. But all right, next question. How many videos would you suggest doing before uploading to a brand new channel? I would think having a handful would be better than one. So this is a really good question. I have more than one channel, but they serve different purposes. So I did a show once with a friend of mine, video podcast, before it was even called video podcast, and then we did a channel for that. I have a channel, I think it's Kevin Colby Media, that I've just put some of the work I've done over time for clients and stuff there. And I don't even promote these because I'm not trying to build those up. But I think this is my experience and my gut. If you're already starting a channel and you're already thinking of, okay, when I get to X number of videos, then I can start another channel. I think you're kind of setting yourself up, I don't want to say for failure, but for stress. Building and growing a YouTube channel and nurturing it it's already hard enough. So then all of a sudden, if you start a second channel, do you have the time and the energy and the resources to do both? Can both do well? I've also started other channels just to throw stuff up and use as demos in online courses and things like that. But that's totally different. So there is no magic number of, okay, after you have an X number of videos, now you could start the other one. But keep in mind, if you want to do YouTube to like earn money, to grow a business, to grow a personal brand, to do anything other than maybe just for the heck of it, then I would focus on the one channel until you get to a point where you're so confident that it's like, oh, okay, now I want to do a second channel about something. What I typically see, it's easy to do. There are huge channels that start a second channel and we go, oh, well, they did that. And it's like, yeah, but what maybe we don't know is they have a team. Or the second channel, is completely different and they don't really care. I think of Ryan Trahan. I like his stuff. He did a whole second channel. But you know what? I think it's a little different because he's got 1 million something subscribers. So be careful about that rather than just working on the one. Next question. Hey, Kevin, your channel is one of the best out there for information. Thank you. Should you always put at the end or wherever of all your videos, long or short, please like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for, sorry for the dumb question. It's not a dumb question at all. So you could wait until the end of the video, which is what he's asking. You could do it anytime and say, hey, make sure you subscribe and like and comment and share. Here's the thing, and I've done that before. I think it's asking too much. It's asking way too much. First of all, you have to get to the end of the video. I used to do that early on. If you look at some of my early videos, I would kind of start and say, oh, by the way, I do this on this channel. If you like that, go ahead and subscribe. And then I thought, why? Well, if would I subscribe to Kevin's channel? He hasn't even done anything for me. I don't even ask anymore. Not that I don't appreciate people subscribing. Not that I don't really love it when people subscribe. But I do sometimes ask for comments specifically. Like I did a video the other day and I couldn't remember the name of a show. And I said, hey, let me know down in the comments if you remember the name of the show. Well, that's legit. And also sometimes it can prompt that. I've also said, let me know where you're watching from, because I love that. But I would be careful. I would be careful about giving too much direction at the end of your video, because if you give me too many choices, I may not do any of them. And our next question, awesome job, man. Quick question. How do you handle dislikes and do you get them? Oh yeah, I get them. In fact, you can go into your studio and as you do more videos, if you go to content and you scroll over, it'll show you, how many views the video has gotten and the percentage of likes. And I may have 99%, 96%. And if you hover over it, you'll see how many people have disliked. Sometimes it's like, really? I mean, like I did a video once about our son who has special needs and somebody disliked it and I thought, really? But whatever. Maybe it was an accident. Yes, I get them. And you know what? I don't worry about them. I just don't worry about them. I think that's different than somebody leaving a bad comment. And even then, like somebody on an older video the other day left a comment and said, this is a total lie. It's just clickbait. And the thing about clickbait is you do want to bait people to get a click, because even if you can do the best video in the world, if somebody doesn't click on it and watch it, it ain't going to matter. So clickbait is only bad if it doesn't deliver. And I said, well, honestly, the video does exactly what the title is. And he said, no, it's a total lie. So I went back and I said, what do you think is a lie in there? And he never responded back, and that's okay. So I have sometimes turned negative comments. There's a line I won't let anybody cross. I have in times turned negative comments into a conversation. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with totally disagreeing with it. So yeah, dislikes may happen, bad comments. You just kind of roll with it. And you know what? Everybody has their own strategy. I know some people And I know you asked about dislikes, but I think this goes into comments. And I did a whole video about this as well, if you want to watch that. You know, I know some people, anything negative they get, delete the comment. And I'm like, you know, as long as there's some lines it doesn't cross, I just let it go and don't respond. I mean, sometimes it's even hard to respond to the positive comments because there's so many coming in. So, you know, it's really a personal thing. You just, it's hard sometimes when people are nasty just to not take it personal. But you never know what somebody's going through. And yeah, there's just some mean people out there in the world. I think the easiest thing is to not focus on that. How about that? So I hope these answers helped you. And by all means, if you got any other questions, you can always ask yourself. See, I just did that. And I appreciate you so much. Check out the videos on the screen now, and I'll see you next time.